Airlines gears up for takeoff as it launches its inaugural ENTB London route. Let's get into the details. In our first report today, government is in the process of drafting an ICT strategy with the goal of developing a comprehensive AI policy. While addressing the Huawei Mini Mobile World 2025 in Kampala, Amina Zawede, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of ICT, acknowledged the importance of AI, revealing that government is committed to ensure all citizens benefit from the advancement of technology, particularly artificial intelligence. Dennis Tigoa reports.
The annual Huawei Mini Mobile World Congress 2025 in Kampala attracted key players from both the public and private sector. The event served as a platform to showcase innovations driven by advanced technologies that are transforming lives globally.
Huawei has given us an opportunity to experience what they showcase at the Mobile World Congress. So they have the latest technologies in networking, the latest technologies in software development, latest technologies in artificial intelligence that are helping us to improve service delivery and helping us to do things better.
With artificial intelligence rapidly reshaping the world, this year's theme, a smarter and more inclusive digital future for Uganda, could not be more fitting.
AI technology not only promotes sustainable economy development in Uganda, but also can create some new space for digital economy. This one also will be the focus of Huawei Uganda this year.
Acknowledging the relevance of artificial intelligence, the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance confirmed that an all-inclusive strategy targeting the AI sector is being drafted. This will eventually lead to the development of a national policy aimed at guiding the adoption while safeguarding the users.
We should embrace artificial intelligence as government, and the Ministry of ICT was told to spearhead the development of an artificial intelligence policy for government. And this, when we say policy for government, it doesn't mean it's only for the government, because we know ICT is largely, or digital transformation is largely private sector led. So we have to do a policy that is all embracing for all parties, government, private sector, academia, civil society, name it. So we have started on that journey, and I think Richard talked about the development of the AI strategy that we are going to embark on. So that is the foundation.
In Uganda, several sectors are already embracing emerging technologies. One notable beneficiary is the Uganda Police Force, which has begun integrating digital solutions into its operations.
We also have the automated number plate recognition system, which has significantly enhanced our ability to track and identify vehicles involved in criminal activities, has helped us recover stolen vehicles and monitoring traffic.
With enhanced high-speed internet connectivity, various sectors stand to gain improved efficiency and effectiveness.
The future is not something we wait for, it is something we build. And that building is, of course, for every one of us to embrace these technologies.
Dennis Tigoa for UBC.
Uganda Tourism Board has unveiled a new national destination Uganda marketing strategy. The 2024-25 to 2028-29 strategic plan aligns with the tourism industry's goal of achieving a 344% growth by the end of the 2029 calendar year. We have more.
The Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities has set ambitious targets for the sector, aiming to achieve 344% growth in tourism revenue from the current $1.45 billion per annum to $5 billion by the financial year 2028-2029.
Our brand visibility, though improving, still ranks 112 globally and 12 in Africa for tourism competitiveness. This strategy is our answer to these challenges. It is a plan built on not just aspiration, but on data, insight, and international best practices.
Uganda Tourism Board's new strategy focuses on raising awareness of Destination Uganda, promoting the country's tourism experiences to high-value visitors.
I want to use the proportion of leisure visitors to show that we are bringing quality visitors. Yeah, I think the last report that we got, 2024, we had barely 20% of these visitors as leisure visitors.
At the launch in Kampala, coordination and collaboration were emphasized in enabling the tourism industry attain the strategic marketing objectives and build a competitive tourism sector for all.
So this strategy is guiding us on the strategic direction that we're taking. So all of the organizations in Uganda that are involved in this sector are supposed to turn to this strategy to see the direction that the country wants us to go and build their plans of this strategy.
And we're glad that this will be a strategy that will not only be serving UTB, but all our partners, all our partner agencies, the private sector, in bid to elevate, our tourism sector.
UTB strategy is underpinned by 5 guiding principles: sustainability, value over volume, inspiration, collaboration, and cost effectiveness. Brian Tumwinebyahanga, UBC News.
In more news, Kilmbe mines estimated to hold over 4 million tons of copper ore, unverified amounts of cobalt and other minerals has sparked renewed hope among locals and potential economic gains for the country. UBC spoke to Dr. Patricia Litho, Assistant Commissioner for Communications at the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, on the planned revival and its expected impact.
Why are we reviving it at this particular time?
There's a renewed revival to exploit Uganda's mineral resources for socio-economic development. So first of all, the president banned exportation of non-processed minerals. So even the copper we have, we can no longer just take it out. We must process it from here. So there's been a general assessment of the mining sector in Uganda, what can be done to bring it back to its past glory. Of course, there are unexplored areas that are already now, like tin mining, tin smelting. We have marble in Moroto and other parts of the country. We have gold, but Kilmbe particularly, the fact that it worked before, it has demonstrated its worth and capacity. Why not revive it? So why now? Because there's a general move for industrialization and exploiting our mineral resources so that we can resource ourselves better and depend less on international debt. Right behind you, I hope you can see the line.
Yes.
We already have grid in this place that is functional, luckily. But now, as part of the initial things that Sarai Group, a national mining company, is going to do, is to assess the load required. So if there's need to boost, to give them their own dedicated medium voltage line, to give them their dedicated transformers, that is going to be addressed. But we start with an assessment immediately after the handover.
To the community, what does this, the revival of this mean to them?
Those people who were in Kilmbe before know this was an employment hub, not just for people in Kasese, Rwenzori, Kabarole region, but for the whole of Uganda. So the revival of Kilmbe mines means employment opportunities. And with this complex, the way it is, there was a major hospital here that even outsiders came to. We are reviving the hospital. There were schools here. There are training facilities here. But also for our students, geologists, we have now another opening, not just for employment, but for training. So I think Kasese will regain that past glory. It will become a vibrant place. Automatically, when there's a facility like this that's employing people, there's an outburst of activities, even in the major town of Kasese, entertainment centers, shops, some of the hotels that have been dilapidated, they're already under renovation in anticipation, the tourists that will come.
I was once working with Tibet Him, a mining company, for 2 or 3 years. Whenever we would get copper after milling, we get this stuff ready for smelting, this one here. After mixing water, everything, we get this stuff ready to go for smelting, whereby we never had a smelter. That's why we put it here. There was no smelter. For the two years when we were working with these Chinese, we had this is copper. After milling it, we get this, ready to go for smelting. But unfortunately, we never had a smelter in Uganda. That's why we loaded this here. And there's even another stuff down, over 30 tons.
Uganda will join the world in marking World Bee Day on 20th May. The national event at Kawanda will highlight the vital role of bees in pollination, honey production, food security, and environmental conservation. Take a look. Honeybees pollinate over 70% of global crops, fruit, vegetables, coffee, and nuts. Without them, food security is at risk.
No bees, no food, no future. In Uganda, where agriculture forms the backbone of our economy, bees quietly enhance crop yield and increase income for the farmers. Acknowledging pollination services as the #1 agro-input is not merely symbolic, it is a strategic necessity for sustainable agricultural development.
In Uganda, beekeeping supports rural incomes through honey, beeswax, and propolis.
This beeswax is used in industries to produce cosmetics. Then we have the pollen. The pollen grains are collected from flowers, and they also can be traded. Then we have what we call the venom, which the bees produce.
But bees face threats: pesticides, deforestation, and climate change.
These threats are real and directly endanger our agriculture output, biodiversity, and national food security.
The Ministry of Agriculture, with partners, urges bee-friendly farming and sustainable apiculture. Besides their ecological value, honey harvested and other products earn Uganda's economy significant foreign exchange.
The Middle East market is looking for natural organic honey, which Uganda as a country is able to produce because of our strategic location on the equator, and we have very good climate, we have good forests.
We are producing around 250 metric tons, and we have capacity to go to 500,000 metric tons if we up apiary as commercial farming. And we export almost, 200 metric tons of honey.
The World Bee Day celebrations will be held at Kawanda on Tuesday, 20th May. Lieutenant Colonel Bright Rwamirama, Minister of State for Agriculture, will officiate alongside key apiculture stakeholders. This year's theme, Be Inspired by Nature to Nourish Us All. The event promotes awareness and protection of bees and their habitats. In another development, Uganda National Bureau of Standards has certified 42 companies in food safety management systems. The initiative is part of the standard body's strategy to ensure that only high quality and safe food products reach consumers. We have the details.
The certification ceremony saw prominent food industry players and hoteliers receive official recognition for meeting the rigorous quality and safety standards set by Uganda National Bureau of Standards.
A number of them, 42 of them, have been recognized and for embracing quality standards. These quality standards are not only local or regional, they are international. UNBS has what we call the East African Reference Lab for food safety. So once you acquire our quality mark, that quality mark is recognized internationally.
These certifications are issued following comprehensive assessments of processing facilities, hygiene practices, and adherence to food safety management systems.
We are glad to have been part of this entire activity of the certification of the UNBS. We are certified in the HACCP, that is the processes of hygiene and to the production, right from the process of receiving the goods, actually right from the farm gate to the plate.
For any product to access a market, both local and export target markets, it must meet the standard requirement of that particular market.
With Uganda's food industry expanding rapidly, initiatives like this one are vital in shaping a safer and more reliable market for consumers.
There is no way you can get higher than what you expected to be. You have to get a certified paper so that you can reach where you want to reach.
In whatever you're doing, the standards do matter. Quality also matters. People also matters. And what matters the most is to make sure that you have a system that people believe in inside your company, not just for external, but the people that are working in there. They believe in the system, they believe that this is what will make a company thrive.
The certification process involves continuous monitoring and periodic reassessment, ensuring that certified companies maintain compliance over time. It is also a call to action to all food-related enterprises in Uganda to prioritize food safety and public health. Dennis Igoa and Juman Samba for UBC.
In our corporate news wrap, NCBA Bank Uganda has reported a 13% growth in its balance sheet for the financial year 2023-24, with total assets rising to 963 billion. The bank has published its audited financial results. We have more.
Despite lending out 314 billion shillings to customers, NCBA maintained a manageable non-performing loan ratio of 3.8%.
In the year 2024, we registered a 13% growth in our balance sheet side to close at 963 billion. And in terms of what really supported that growth, I would say that the journey that we've been working with our customers have been very stable.
Customer deposits rose from 567 billion shillings in 2023 to 654 billion shillings in 2024. A growth fueled by the bank's ongoing digitization of transactions and service delivery.
There's been mention of how deep we are in terms of capital. There is no transaction in this market that we cannot be able to do. As you're getting away today, please let that be the message. There is no transaction in this market that we are unable to do using a syndication arrangement with our parent company.
The bank's customer base surged to 14 million, a milestone attributed to its diverse corporate and retail banking offerings, notably the More Cash product in partnership with MTN, which provides lending and saving services to MTN mobile money users and has over 2 million borrowers who have accessed more than 2.8 trillion in credit.
We saw an increase in mobile money subscriptions post-2021, but even with that increase in subscriptions, we saw an increase in people who are actually using it. So today, we've also seen an increase. So where previously we had a large prevalence of cash-based transactions, we're slowly seeing people using mobile money more and more.
The chief executive officer applauded government's move to create sector-targeted corporate bonds, which will bolster the economy.
And the fact that I think today the announcement was that they would want to introduce corporate bonds for specific sectors of the economy. So infrastructure bond, a real estate bond, energy bond. So those are bonds which our other countries have actually been doing very, very well. Rwanda, Kenya, South Africa, Egypt, and have led to the development of the economy. So it's quite exciting that the government has actually now started thinking about some of those bonds, because what that does is that it does not cloud out the treasury bill sector, but also allows the private sector players to actually come in.
NCBA Group PLC is a major financial services conglomerate, headquartered in Nairobi, Kenya, with operations spanning both East and West Africa. The group's presence includes subsidiaries in Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, and Ivory Coast. Wadulo Arnold Mark, UBC News in Kampala.
Merida Nandudu, through her Bayaya Specialty Coffee Initiative, is empowering women, helping them boost incomes while offering off-season bonuses in Uganda's top export sector. We have a report from CGTN.
Hills of eastern Uganda, coffee growing has been a lifeline for many. The crop is Uganda's biggest export. Merida Nandudu owns a coffee processing factory and has decided to empower fellow women through her Bayaya Specialty Coffee Initiative.
Initially, women had been so discouraged about coffee in a way that when we look at coffee value chain, women do the donkey work. It's the women that are planting, when it comes to weeding, harvesting, pulping, fermentation, washing, and our fathers come at the point when this coffee is ready for selling.
Nandudu grew up in Bale, helping her mother in the coffee plantation. Proceeds from the sale of coffee helped her pay for her university education. While growing up, she witnessed cases of domestic violence, which often occurred after the harvesting season, as men battered women, demanding they hand over the money they earned from coffee sales. But that narrative is now changing, partly due to her revolutionary coffee sisterhood.
We came up with an idea where a woman's coffee was fetching a slightly higher price than that one of a man. It was particularly 200 shillings. If a woman delivered coffee, it would earn that family 200 shillings plus on a kilo. So that motivated the men to trust the women to sell their coffee. So when the woman sells coffee, she has a hand in it. She knows how much we have sold this coffee. And when they come back at home, they're able to sit and they're able to discuss. So through this, we've witnessed low reduction levels of gender-based violence in our communities. And then the women have been empowered.
Nandudu's goal is to empower women through increased earning from coffee. She also gives them a small bonus payment during the off-season from February to August. So far, she has a pool of 600 women, all recruited over a period of 7 years. Through her mentorship, many women say they are now better off through their involvement in the coffee sector.
A lot of things have changed. Like, I can talk about my story. Like when I grew up, by then, Mom was not able to, was not participating in these coffee things. Her work was only to be at home, as you know, those days. But now, these days, things have changed because of sensitizing. We receive a lot of people who come, talk to us, talk to families. And in that process, we have seen a lot of changes, changing in in families.
Uganda is the second largest exporter of coffee in Africa after Ethiopia. According to the Uganda Coffee Development Authority, the East African country exported more than 6 million bags of coffee between September 2023 and August 2024. Nandudu now hopes she can scale up her coffee business to the international market as she spreads the goodness of coffee to the world, even as she empowers the women around her. Wanja Mungai, CGTN.
If you are part of the procurement function, please get a copy of the PPD Act. At least read your role. If you are a user, go to the part of the user and say, what is my role? Just that, it's like half a page. If you are conference committee, read what our roles being hired to or they are being breached by the PD. Because the PD is going to issue a bidding document which you have not even looked at.
Tomorrow, the 18th of May, is a special day for Uganda's aviation industry. Uganda will officially launch its ENTB London route. As BRU, we extend our best wishes on this bold venture as it soars higher and carries our flag proudly across the skies. Now, as we sign off tonight, remember this word of wisdom. Set your own agenda, or someone else will set it for you. Thank you for watching Business Roundup. I'm Maureen Babide. Until next time, stay informed and stay inspired.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Every action has consequences. Every decision creates ripples. Every extra kilometer per hour changes lives. When you speed, a child loses a father. A teacher never returns to class. A business loses its owner. A community loses its leader. That delivery you are rushing to make, it won't matter to the family planning a funeral. That meeting you are late for, it won't comfort the child who grows up without a parent. That time you are trying to save, it won't bring back the lives lost to speeding. We are all connected. Your speed affects everyone. Your choices ripple through generations. Tofira kukubo. When you slow down, you are not just saving your life. You are saving all the lives that depend on yours.
Speed kills. Drive to arrive alive. Tofira Kukubo. This message is brought to you by Uganda Broadcasting Corporation in partnership with Uganda Professional Drivers Network, Private Sector Foundation Uganda, and Maritime Cargo.
Hey, Okero. Hey, Kajambo. Mukasa. Where are you going with the family? Eh?
Oh no, we are on our way to the polling station. The Electoral Commission is displaying the National Voters Register, and I need to make sure my name is on it. And Sophie here wants to confirm her voter details. We are all warming up for elections. What about this young